We had the gold price rising to a new high of $1,133 an ounce earlier. Platinum prices also strengthening significantly, and the dollar again testing that 150 mark against the euro. And that's providing, well, seems to be providing a little bit of support for the rand this afternoon.
Yeah, there's a little bit of support coming through for the rand. Essentially, the market really waiting for the MPC decision tomorrow, and the outstanding comments that the finance minister made a couple of weeks ago that they will have a debate about the strong rand. The market adopting a wait-and-see attitude as far as that is concerned, but certainly international factors have turned rand supportive.
Well, just looking at that MPC meeting, of course, it's the first one under the guidance of Jill Marcus, who's the new governor. And also the growing pressure coming from the left within the government, and particularly from the ANC's allies, for the Reserve Bank's mandate to be reviewed, and of course monetary policy at the same time. Are you expecting anything on that front?
I'm not, Stephen. The finance minister came out on Friday and he said inflation targeting is still very much policy at this point in time, and I don't think they're going to toy with that policy. They might, in fact, adjust the band and move the band slightly higher. I guess that's an option that is open to them. But the fact that Trevor Manuel is still leading the planning and inflation targeting is still very much policy, I think those two things are very important factors as far as domestic policy is concerned. We now have to see what the statements are going to be concerning the strong rand.
Well, just given that inflation targeting is likely to remain the policy for the meantime anyway, what are you expecting regarding interest rates tomorrow? Because we do know that manufacturing data last week, while better than expected, shows that the sector is still declining year on year. We're expecting retail sales data out this week, which is also likely to show that the retail sector is still in the doldrums as well.
I think there's going to be a wait-and-see approach as far as rates are concerned, Stephen. I think it'll be a little bit imprudent to cut rates now, given that the global economy is looking a little bit better. Inflation is still on the top side of that 6% band, and I think it would be prudent now just to wait for some more information as far as inflation is concerned before they make a decision.
David, just looking at the dollar, of course, we had some strength coming through for the dollar towards the end of last week. And that was after China indicated that it might allow the yuan to appreciate. That seems to have been dampened somewhat this morning, with China now sticking to the ones staying pegged to the dollar. And of course, that's weakened the dollar quite a bit this morning.
Yeah, I think last week's dollar strength had more to do with the fact that it couldn't break through 150 on a sustainable basis, and we did see some profit taking coming through on the euro. The fact that we're back up close to 150 now, and equity markets are buoyant and the gold prices run so far, I do think that we're going to get through the 150 level on the euro, and I do think we're going to break high on a sustainable basis. And then we'll have to see how investors look at the global economy going forward, but I think the dollar will remain on the back foot.
Well, if we do get through that 150 level with the dollar and euro, what would you expect for the rand? Do you think we could break below the 740 mark that we seem to have been trading at for most of the day?
Depending on what the policy is around the rand, if one just looks at international factors, then certainly the rand will benefit. But there is a little bit of concern around as far as the debate around the strong rand is concerned, and also what the MPC's decision is going to be. So the rand perhaps will lag until we get some clarity as far as those decisions are concerned. But I do think international factors will turn rand supportive in the next few weeks.
Well, what sorts of clarity would you expect on the rand, and what really are the government's options?
Well, that's the difficult question. The only real option open to them is to continue to buy dollars and perhaps be more aggressive as far as that is concerned. But Reserve Bank officials will tell you that's a very expensive exercise, because you have to manage that pool of dollars, particularly if the dollar's weakening on a global basis. So further than that, it's very difficult to see what decision they have. The supposed freezing of the rand at weaker levels was muted, and that was shot down in flames. And I guess it's just going to be the debate that's important, and how that plays itself out.
Just going forward with Jill Marcus as the governor, what would you like to see coming from Ms. Marcus? We do know that she's expected to be a little bit more dovish than the previous governor, Tito Mboweni.
Yeah, it's difficult to say. My reading of the governor, Ms. Marcus, is that she's very prudent. She's been in business. She knows what it's about. She knows she's very good at reading economy. And I think I would be surprised if she was much more dovish than her predecessor, Mr. Mboweni. I think she would probably take the next 6 months and steady as she goes, and then just get her hand on the reins and then see how it pans out.